Welcome to calculus. You will master complex problems, but forget how to add. On this episode, Stevenson will demonstrate Just want to add on a little bit more about continuity now. So what does it mean when you say something is continuous? So there are some ways in which it can be differentiated slightly. So a function is continuous on an interval if and only if it is continuous at every point of that interval. Okay, so if they tell you it's continuous on its interval, then you can assume all the limits exist and they're equal to the functions evaluated there. But a continuous function is one that is continuous on every point of its domain. So a continuous function need not be continuous on every single interval. For example, y equals 1 over x is not continuous on the interval from -1 to 1. However, we could say it is continuous over its domain. Remember, its domain is all real numbers except for 0. So polynomial functions f are continuous at every real number c, okay, because the limit exists and it is equal to the function evaluated there. Rational functions are continuous at every point of their domains. They have points of discontinuity at 0 of their denominators, but those are restricted out of the domain. The absolute value function is continuous at every real number. The exponential functions, log functions, trig functions, and radical functions like this form are continuous at every point of their respective domains. So all of these function families we've studied are considered continuous functions over their respective domains. Goes back to the idea up here. Okay, now combinations. You can basically do any combination with continuous functions and then the result is considered continuous. So there are some properties here. Basically it talks about if you add and subtract and so forth, but what you need to remember is if you do any operations with functions that are already continuous, your result is still continuous. Same holds true with composites. If you compose functions that are continuous functions, then the result itself is also a continuous function.